Okay, good morning, good afternoon actually, Tuesday, April 25th, it's 12:30 Pacific time. I'm starting with my daily Euro, and I want to point out something because this actually can be a potential short setup. Now, currently, I have the wave E ended here, which I, I showed a couple days ago at 11300. Now, I have one here. And then I have the W, the X, and then it's a B, C, Y, or this can be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which currently I have wave 2 projected to end like at a high 1.1070 or 1.1100111. Now, if I do this, and I'm just going to show you, if in fact I say that this is the one and not this, now we're talking a whole different ball game. So for example, if I measure this, if I measure from the top to what I basically have this as the wave 1, well, this will be A, this would be B where my 1 is, and now you will see what I have as a leading diagonal. So this can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be pretty much completed, and now you should be able to see a decline. If you also look at the fib projections at 1.0997, that's 0.618, which is good enough to be wave 2. It's above 50% already, and even though the top is at 1.0952, it's still within that 30 or 40 pip range to where it can either go just a tad bit higher or it can actually go down. Now, with that being said, that short, as I have it as wave 4, it wouldn't be wave 4. This can be the end of a leading diagonal here, which, if so, in that case, what I'm waiting for at 1.1068 to go short probably will never even hit. And going in around this area, which it still can project one more high, which this 1.0984 actually lines up perfectly with the 0.618 that I just showed. And that will be, so then I would change my labels, and my 1 would go here, this will be my A, this will be my B where my 1 is, and now you have a ending diagonal, which will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is already it's a perfect measurement. And if you did that, well, let's see, that's A. Let me see, like so here. Okay, something's going on with that button, so let me go here. Extension. So if I had the 1 here, I would have the 1 will be here actually. So I would take from the bottom of A to the top of A, down to the bottom of B. That's well above 100. That's probably 1.618. But what I want to do is be so A, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I would need to change these labels if that's the case. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm probably going to place a short more towards the 109.70 area. I would basically just move this and go half. And if it breaks, let's say if it breaks this W, and if it breaks impulsively 108.25, then it gives me a little bit more of a confirmation that this in fact is the leading diagonal, or I'm sorry, I keep saying leading, the ending diagonal, and this 2 up here most likely will not happen. Another good way to look at it is that normally when the dollar goes down, I'm sorry, when the euro goes up, the dollar yen, basically the dollar part of it goes down, I believe. So if you look at this, I took a trade on the dollar yen. Where are we at? Let's see. I always get caught up in this. Okay, here it is. So when the euro goes up, so the dollar yen goes up as well, basically. So if the euro is strong, the dollar, then the dollar is strong, the yen. So basically, these labels this can actually be a wave 2 or 4. If you start from here, then you have a 1, 2, then you have a 1, 2 count, basically. Now you have a 1 of 3, 2 of 3, 3 of 3, 4 of 3, 5 of 3. That could be 1. That could be this whole move from here at 98.90 or so to here can be a completed wave 1. That's a extended, that's $20 basically. So that's a lot of ticks. And if this was wave 2, now it's right below 50%. And it's just like not even below, it's like right at the 50 percentile, which is, it appears like it can be possibly be a 4 versus a 2. And if you measure it, basically, you can see that it's, oh, I'm sorry, it's below the 50%, but it's just above the 0.618. So it's tricky. What I'm going to do, because it's already getting ready to find some resistance at my moving average line, I'm actually going to take profit because this is actually going to go short. By the time Friday I post my new my weekly ending analysis, I can almost assure you that the price will stop here, find its resistance, and it's going to start coming back down here. So at 176 ticks already, I'm going to take out that, because just between this trade, my euro yen, and my euro Aussie trade, it's already well above 1,200 ticks for the week. So that's a damn good profit for me that I can actually take out and actually put some of that into another trade. But just to give you a look at from Sunday when I posted my euro yen, I think I was up 200 or so ticks, and as you can see right now, it's I'm up 517 ticks. So I've already moved my stop well above. I got in this trade at 116.28 prior to this gap here. Prior to the elections, I knew something was going to happen, and it was possible that the euro would go up. I did not want to get in the euro dollar because I figured it was going to be a spike both ways. So I'd already projected that the euro yen and the euro Aussie, you can see from my previous analysis that I had been analyzing the euro Aussie well before the French elections. So that's just when you understand Elliott, it doesn't matter the news. But I didn't want to take any chances with the euro dollar. So I got 1, 2. This is possibly the completed wave 3. As you can see here, it did find a little bit of resistance just right where this moving average on my Ichimoku clouds is. This can be a completed, so I could see some movement to the downside, which is why I'm already going to lock in roughly almost 400, actually 400 pips that I'm locking in. So that's fine. If it does move against me, I can just, I can take the profit, wait till it comes back down, hop back in. Moving along to the euro Aussie, it's doing pretty good on that as well. I'm up 473 ticks on that. And I said 2 weeks ago, when I first started doing these videos, I actually showed you, and the trades was more like in this area. So it's a pretty good example of why I named this YouTube channel the Speculator, because I don't predict anything. It's just speculating. So once you analyze proper analysis, then you come up with a pretty good conclusion of what is possible to be. So that at the end of the day, that's speculating. And with members or people coming to subscribe with me, like Cinex, I've been speaking with him. I think I spoke with a gentleman that's FX Trading, I believe his name was, and they made a really good point. Like, we need to come together as Elliottians or as traders and just chart great analysis, and then you just get feedback. We're going to be wrong often, but at the end of the day, if we're actually if we're managing our risks, we're going to do just fine. And if you have a particular problem, then one of us will eventually be able to shine some light on certain markets. And it's not about actually taking other people's trades. It's more about just coming to a conclusion on what is a possibility. And if you're either going to trade off of possibilities or probabilities. And I'm more of a probability person. If it's most likely going to be that scenario, I'm going to take it. So if, let's say, Synex trading, if that gentleman, if he posts something and then his charts look better than mine, what I'm going to do is try to prove him wrong on my end on why I believe his charts are wrong. If I can come up with that conclusion, then I would actually send him a message saying, hey, I think it's that. If I cannot come up with a conclusion on why I believe his charts are wrong, I'm going to go ahead and take that trade that he suggested. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If he's right, then that's just the beauty of it. And it's great. I give him all the compliments and I go from there. That's the type of community I would like to see, and that's one of the reasons why I'm posting these charts, other than to keep a track of my daily logs. So I'm gonna move on from there. I don't want to talk too much about it and make this too long, but in the coming days, I believe that the dollar will get a little stronger, but just be careful if you're on there. I did change up my Aussie trade, so I actually still have my bullish alternative. So currently, this is the A, this is the B, this is the C, this is D, this is the E. I have the alternate A bullish, alternate B bullish, C bullish, D bullish, and then now this can be A of E, this can be B of E on a bullish standpoint, and then you can see 1, 2, 3, let's say 4 or 5 for E. However, I'm short. So for now, I have this as wave 3 of 1. This is A, basically, of 4 of 1. This is B of 4 of 1. C of 4 of 1. D should end around this area. If not, it could be already ended. You'll see one more move right here where it should find some resistance, and that will be wave 4 of 1. And then you should see a move for wave 5 that will pretty much come down into the 74 area, but I have wave 1 of 5 completing around 73.80, and that's where it would find its support. That's when I would actually take profits and let wave 2 correct wave 1. So I do have my alternate accounts. You always want to keep your alternate accounts just in case, because the market does what the market does and you never know what it's going to do. You can be in the trade for a year doing great, and then it can turn on you. So you always want to have alternate accounts, and you always want to get comfortable changing your mind, changing your accounts, changing your thoughts, and never just get kind of just deeply motivated into one account. It doesn't really work like that. So it's best to just get comfortable changing your mind. And if it's another trade, I mean, if it's another account, then so be it. But try to make sure that you're labeling why that count is the way it is. And that's why you're going to see that I change my charts a lot if I have to, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think the last chart I wanted to show, I believe that was it. I showed that. Okay, Euro. I'm going to label the dollar CAD, as I believe something's going to happen in that market shortly, and I'm actually going to label the New Zealand. That's been in a triangle for a little while, so it hasn't really done much movement. So right now I'll just stick to those. I'm gonna also try to take a look at the euro pound. It already took off, so and I missed it, but it was okay. I didn't want to I didn't want to put my risk to I didn't want to risk too much, basically, with the French elections. So going forward, really keep an eye out on the euro dollar, as it just may get short, and the dollar basically should get strong temporarily. It's possible, but it also could. Let me end on that actually, so that you can just see what I was talking about again. And I also want to go to a weekly, which I don't have it charted. But in the event that this is a 1 here, that my 2 is an A, my 1 is a B, and then I have the ending diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you should start seeing prices coming down. Where I currently have it as a 4, but if it does, come impulsively down, then I'm going to change these labels and actually to what I actually just suggested. That means that prices would not come up here. So it can go both ways. You just got to keep an eye out on that. What I might do is just place a short half a contract here, just to try to get in, right here somewhere. And if it fills me in, and it goes either way, I do have it going short. I have it going to the downside, whether it's going to be in wave 4 of C of Y of 2, or if this is actually wave 5, basically on ending diagonal. So we'll look at that. And my last thing I wanted to show was my Aussie point and figure charts. The point and figure is basically still telling me that the Aussie is to the downside. But it did actually activate the 78 target, so that's basically another reason why I showed a bullish alternative. And as you can see, it's 4%, showing that it still can go. What I'm waiting for that to, if that does it, price needs to go in here and come out and break this trend line. That's when I will move my stop to a very, more towards like a 75. Have it at 76.80. I would move it, and I will actually take profit, and then I will go from there. Until then, it's not done that, so I'm not worried. Ichimoku clouds. If you guys don't know Ichimoku clouds, really quick, when price is below the cloud, that means that the trend is down. When these candles are above the cloud, as you can see here, an example of clouds here, prices here, that means the trend is up. My blue line is a lagging line. So anytime this particular line penetrates, like I'm waiting for this blue line to actually come inside the cloud and actually penetrate it and come out, and that's going to continue the downtrend. As of right now, it's up, so you're still going to see prices probably find its resistance in this particular area, in that mid 75 area where my moving average red and green line are at. This particular red here is actually, so with the Ichimoku clouds, this is projecting support and resistance 26 days out, or you can say 26 days out. So right now, as you can see, the cloud is this color, which it should be green. I need to change that. I like to do green for long and red for short, which is basically indicating me that you still have some room to the upside. However, it should find its support right as it enters in the cloud in a low 76, more towards 76.20, at the highest 76.40. But in the next few weeks, price still should be to the downside. Once it finds its resistance in this area, then boom, we should start headed, to the downside. So it's giving me a good indication. This is only, I believe, a 60-minute time frame, but even if you look at a daily on this, it looks ugly. You just got to learn how to read it. But once you learn how to read it, you still can see that price right now is in the cloud, which also confirms to me that it's possible that right now price is in a triangle. It's inside of the cloud. It's not above it or below it. So it's possible that it's in a triangle. These blue lines are my parabolic SAR, so that's indicating that price should continue up. But if you look at the next 26 days or so, what it's going to do is going to find some resistance in this area, and it's actually going to break to the downside. Once this particular blue line, my lagging line, comes and actually breaks out, I know that the trend is going to continue going short. So I'll try to continue posting, some thoughts on Ichimoku clouds, but I'm not an expert on it. I just kind of know how to trade with it. I don't really know how to teach it, but I definitely want to keep this video as short as possible so that you guys can just follow what I'm doing this week. And if you got any questions, try to contact me, and I'll try to get back and reply as soon as I can. But I hope this helped for your trading this week, and I'll try to post something again on Friday. Enjoy the rest of your days, and see you Friday.